Sag. We're catching up with Sagittarius here. I'm back. So we're having a peek into the field here to see where y'all's energy's ending up. So we're going to dip in and see how it goes here. I got a 9 card. We're using the Gaia deck to start things off. And then my Infinity Masculine and Feminine decks to clarify. So the first card, Sag, for you is 14, the King of Air. What do you know? We're an air element and we're a fire. So this is good because this means we're being fueled by something that is air and fire go well together, right? It feeds. You're a fire element. You got air, so it's feeding you. Something is feeding you here spiritually or on some kind of level. Moving forward, the next card we get from the Gaia deck is 5, the Father. We have a father figure that's prominent. We may be a father figure for someone. This may be fueling us. We may be in an element where we are accepting our position as a father, the energy, and that is helping us quite highly. I feel like they're showing me someone, how do you explain that? It's like someone getting into a mold and it's like, this fits. This fits like a glove. Like I never knew it could, is what I heard. So we may be in an element here where either we're dealing with children. I feel heavily the father element is high. We're dealing with our children quite highly, strongly, magnetically. There's something very profound going on. We are learning from our children. Our children are learning. We're feeling nourished and quite healthy in this relationship with our children is the sense that I'm getting. It's very much feeding our soul at this time. Okay. Wow. That's nice energy. That's nice energy. Somebody here is, I'm getting a masculine energy. They're stepping into their presence as a father figure, and it's feeling quite comfortable. More comfortable than the past. I'm getting an immature sense. I was very immature, and maybe this child is maturing you. It definitely is a sense I'm getting, but it's also feeding you on a deeper spiritual level than you could ever have attained on your own. Nice. Okay. Third spiritual card. That's good stuff. Sagittarius, fire element. You're in 5 here. 5 of fire. This is fight. Now give me a break. I'm talking about all this mushy-gushy element. I feel like this is separate, okay, from the father figure stuff. We have a lot of good energy here. We may have an air element child, so it's a child that's got a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Either they have that highly in their chart or they are of the air element. Or this child just feeds us in a way and makes us feel comfortable because we are finally, adapting to, I don't know, the word finally came out quite, maybe we're finally accepting our father figure role here in someone's life is a sense. Now, getting on to this energy of fighting, this is definitely outside of the parent-child relationship that we have here. Yeah, someone's challenging us quite highly. I feel like it has something to do, it may be within the family unit. Okay, is the sense I'm getting. I'm not going to go too far down that road, Sag. We can get quite fired up, but I feel like this energy, they're really making that bigger. They're making me feel that bigger. This is what matters most. And this is what, all this chaos over here, they can just be in chaos because I'm with my child, or I may be a Sag, son or daughter that's dealing with my parent, and I'm having a good, this is a life, I don't know, there's something deep going on here spiritually, and the thing is to focus on that is a sense, and we're doing this, but highly distracted by someone fighting outside of us. Okay, the feminine deck to clarify here. King of Air, what do we get on top of that? The Ten of Water. Yeah, it's all about loving feelings and family and whatnot. We have a couple here with a child in between and taking things. So there's a sense here that, you know, we may be part of a family unit. There's conflict against this. If we're in a partnership with a child, there's definitely conflict against this. But nonetheless, us as a unit, we're doing good. We're focusing on the child. I feel that highly, so much so I can't feel anything outside of it. But we'll carry on. On top of the father energy, the feminine card we get there is 8 and strength. This, yes, it's creating a great strength within us. It's creating a great strength in the child, the bond that we're making. And they keep saying finally. So we may have had a hard time knowing when to step in with our child, or where or how to be with the child or whatnot. But now we're finding the strength, or gaining the strength, or needing strength to go in this way, and things are going quite swimmingly. We really want the best for our child, and our child looks up to us highly, and we're finally stepping into those shoes. The sense they're giving me is we may be idolized. This may be a child under 10 or 12 is the sense I get, that idolizes us highly. And it's a great place to be when you're there, as long as you can stand up for that. And the sense they're giving me is someone is standing up for that. The way they look at me, I want to be that. And they're doing that. And that's creating a great strength within them. So it's all good and groovy. Okay, on this fight energy, what do we get from the feminine deck? We get 18, the moon. Yeah, there's illusions here. Give me a moment. This is the feminine deck. We got to watch for those who may be hiding their real motivations, is the sense they gave me. Hiding from us, but yet creating conflict. It's almost, are we hiding from responsibilities? Or we're hiding our ulterior motives, is the sense they're giving me. So a pretender here. Someone who wants to fight us but is pretending to be kind of a supporter is kind of the sense. They're making me separate this reading. Keep that on the one side, because this person, this Sag, they're focused in the right direction. They need to keep the chaos at bay. But the awareness here is that somebody's wearing a mask, basically. Okay. As we continue to clarify one more line here. On top of the 10 of water, that's the happy life card, happy wife card, all of it. It's all good. It's gravy. On top of that, the masculine card, we get again strength. It is our strength to come from our family. Our family gives us great strength. We're coming together as a unit and creating strength. Again, I'm only seeing a father and child here, but the 10 of Cups implies that we have a partner, but they're not showing me that. So I don't know if that's the sense. We have a child here and we're going to make the best of that, or if it's an extended with the partner. I don't know, but there's conflict, so I'm not seeing clearly where that is. Now, this is also telling me, because we got the 2 masculine and feminine strength cards beside one another. Now, I have to explain something. When I made this deck, the masculine card here, the masculine finds the strength within himself and goes outward in that. So this is happening to the Sag. Now, when we go on top of this father card, we get the 8, the strength from the feminine side, and that's feeling like the whole universe is behind. That's more of a spiritual inner strength. Like I've got backing strength. And I feel like both of these apply. They're like, we need to differentiate exactly. So we may have a father figure here, again, who may have had a time period here where they didn't quite accept the role of a father figure in the most graceful of ways, or may not have felt worthy to be a father to this child, whatever. There's a sense of that. Now, the sense I'm getting is that we found our internal strength to deal with that child. And I feel like it started with just like a protector. I'm going to protect that kid. And the more we went in there, the more we found the areas that were lacking before, or that we couldn't find the strength to. It created that strength, that unity with that child or the family, whatnot. And then once we got in there and we took that action to go forward and create that safety for a child or whatever it may be there, then we started feeling it outside of ourselves. We started feeling more, strong in our own self and more confident in what we're doing and steps we're taking. Whereas before, I feel like before we didn't go in there because we felt like either we were going to be the wrong kind of father, and we didn't want to do that. We didn't want to screw up a kid's life. So maybe if I just stay back a bit, because I don't know. But now we just jump in there and just be, and it's like, what do you know? It feels good. It's doing good, and it's changing me in different ways. This is what I'm getting. So, Little Red Riding Hood with the wolf, and I feel like that's the backing, and suddenly other people are seeing you in your strength. Your internal strength is showing outward, and that's creating more strength in people around you. And it may even be people that were at once conflicted, but nonetheless, I'm getting a shady energy here. So on top of that strength card, and on top of the Father, we have the Knight of Air. And what do you know? Knight of Air and Knight of Air. Knight of Air and King of Air. Give me moments. Again, that element feeds us. It feeds our flame. It makes us more passionate. It makes us more of what we already are. It feeds the flame. So this sense of family within this child, and again, they're not showing me a partner. They're just showing me like a mother and child or a father and child. This is what I'm working on, and this is what I'm perfecting. And outside of that, nothing matters, because this is my priority right now. And this is fine, because it's doing a lot of wondrous things internally. And not only that, people outside of us are starting to notice, is what they said. Okay, so this Fight card and this Moon card, somebody outside of us, for some weird reason, may be not accepting this, which, I mean, it's all spiritually, it's good, purity wise, it's all good. This is all a good direction, because we're feeding the soul, we're protecting our child, we're doing what we need to do there to advance the soul. But somebody's not liking this in some kind of way. Now, the masculine card on that Fight is the Page of Air. What do you know? You got the Knight, the Page, and the King of Air. Now, this Page of Air is a messenger, is going to deliver a message here. But there's a reluctance. It's interesting. Because this energy that's outside of us, okay? Sag, you know what you're doing is right. You know that you feel more solid and more strong in the position you are right now, doing what you're doing spiritually and for the child, whoever it is that you're paying your 100% attention to. And I feel that is all good and solid. There's someone outside of you that does not like this attention that's being put there, so they need to they're not on the right side of the tracks, the sense I'm getting. You may get a message from them, but I don't feel it's going to be on the level, meaning they're not going to tell you the truth. What they're going to say to you is a manipulation tactic or something in a manipulative way to get you to do something different. And the sense that I'm getting is that this energy doesn't like what you're doing. And it's like, why don't we like what we're doing here? Because it's spiritually advancing. It's helping this child. There's a great flow between the child and the father, or the mother and the son, whatever. It's all good, great, and wonderful. Everybody's advancing, but someone here feels out of the loop. Okay. As we get into, this is just dipping into, right? Catching up with. There's some heavy energy here, but we'll get more into it here, and I'll explain in detail where you can get future readings from me down the road. So your Power of Surrender card that you get is surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. And I do feel that this person, this Sag, they're definitely internally growing. somebody may not like this, but somebody may be trying to manipulate you out of it or try and trick you out of doing what you're doing. But I feel like the Sag is just not going to fall for it, because they're feeling internally more than they've ever felt before, and they just need to go with that. So surrendering outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. And that's 3 cards of power. And I think what's going on is you're showing your power and where you're coming from, and there's somebody outside that don't like it. That tough titty for them, because I think they're gonna have to look at them own selves and deal with them own stuff and do their own thing, because they need to deal less with you, because there's nothing wrong with where you're going and what you're doing, is the sense they're giving me. You're working on a stable relationship with a child, or a family, and that's what you need to do, and that's all good and great, especially when we're learning lessons and we're learning from. I get a good flow back and forth. Like there's a purity in this relationship, right? From this child. And I think that's what matters, and that's what needs to be, and that's what's gaining us strength. It's all good and gravy. So somebody here don't like that. Well, tough titty. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and you need to surrender to outdated beliefs about yourself, because somebody may be saying to you, well, you're nothing but whatever, nothing but a hound dog, right? But the thing is, player, I did that, but I'm not there now. I'm changing my mind. I'm changing. I'm adapting. I'm mutating. And somebody don't want you to do that, but they can stay in their energy. But I think the Sag is going to move forward here in what they know to be true. And they just have to stand firm in that. And it may be shocking outside of us who don't like that, is the sense I'm getting. Wow, this is going to be one to catch up with. So that is your catch up, Sag, you fire element. You, a lot of air here to fuel you, but it's all lifting you above. I feel like it's going to lift you above the flames that these lower vibrationals are at. And I feel like you're just doing the right thing and getting in the right way, and that's where it's at. So in the future, you're catching this on YouTube. Check my communities tab. Keep an eye on that all the time. I send out stuff in there. I send out my links to my Rumble account. I'll send out, because in the future I'm going to be doing the horoscope readings for love, sex, and romance. I'm going to try and stuff career in there as well, and spirituality. So we'll try and get under some of this stuff and help you out from the universal perspective, to give you some insight in some kind of way to carry you forward. But I don't think you need any help, because you're already there. You're already doing what you need to do. And if you're pissing people off, so be it. Because it's not like you're doing it intentionally. You're just being a more powerful version of you, and some people ain't going to like that. And that's the way it goes when you advance. You just have to move past people sometimes, because it's the right thing to do. And I think that's what's going on for the Sag, man. This is good. This is good energy. So take care, guys. Have fun and be kind, and I'll see you in the Rumble house in the near future. If you're seeing commercials, I'll put the commercials out on YouTube here once I get all the Rumble videos out. But have a check in there, and I'll send the links and whatnot in my communities tab. So check out for that. So confusing. But yeah, I leave the links with the cover title page in the communities tab. You just look. You might have to show more. Get in there. Click that link and it'll just zip you right over to the reading. And those will be the more in-depth readings having to do with spirituality, love, sex, and romance, and all that. The usual. So I'm back on track, and hopefully we'll catch up by January into some kind of routine. So in the meantime, take care, have fun, and be kind, and we'll talk to you soon.